Hi there, it's Shannon, the integrative counselor, popping on here. Maybe if this is live. I'm so sorry. The start of these videos are always something. Um, yeah, I still don't know if it's live. It says it's live. Perhaps it is. We shall see. I'm popping on here to just give a list of things that you can do over. Perhaps this is going to be a long weekend, and maybe you're having a hard time with the state of the world and or America, and you're not feeling celebratory, and you are doom scrolling perhaps with all of the things that are going on in America and all the things that are going on in the world. And so I posted this today over in Threads, to focus on things that we actually can control, and that's really, really important. To stay within our window of tolerance, meaning that we're not hyper vigilant or hypo vigilant, meaning we're not in fight or flight, or we're not in freeze and collapse and fawn over things. We can. There's so many things within our window of control. So our attention is something that's within our control. We can pay attention to what we pay attention to. We can also pay attention to our breath. Our breath is our anchor, our life force, our spirit, and that's something that we can definitely have within our control. We also can actually control taking news breaks. Our nervous system, if it's in fight or flight or freeze, can make it feel like it's very important that we pay attention to everything. However, we have not, if we don't have an adaptable nervous system, our nervous system can only take on and process through the body so much information. And in America, most folks are disembodied and somatically disassociated. And so pay attention to what is coming up for you. And if you're dysregulated, that's not a time to be on the internet. And in fact, a lot of problems come from that, from being dysregulated and online and posting comments. And noticing why you're on the internet. A lot of folks they feel like they are isolated, and they're trying to connect, or lonely or bored, or they need, if you have ADHD, you're trying to get a dopamine hit, and noticing what the intention is, okay, and choosing, making best choices from your future best self or your best parts. That can be very, very helpful. And then remembering that you can't help others if your cup is empty or if your cup is dysregulated, and making those choices. And knowing that when you show up as your authentic self, when you show up as more of your authentic self, that you're showing up in the world more regulated, and that is what is so healing for not only yourself but for those that you're surrounded by. And when you focus on your life mission, or what you're here for and what you're doing and your purpose and meaning, if you focus on that, then you're fully showing up with what you can do. We're getting pulled into systems trauma, and systems trauma is the big overlapping in the socio-political, realms. People are getting pulled into systems trauma, and people are getting pulled into what I call maybe a savior complex, because Christian nationalism is so apparent, especially in America, and folks are getting pulled in. I have to fix everyone, and I've got to fix the whole entire system. That's a trauma response, because that's not true, because that is not within your window of tolerance to fix an entire system. In fact, that's a recipe for burnout. And that's not saying that you can't take action. You certainly can sign petitions, and you certainly can, take action. But regulated action, and action, taking action within your nervous system capacity, that's very, very different than being hypervigilant or hypovigilance and being in freeze. And just because there's a lot of terrible, awful things that are going on doesn't mean that we need to perpetuate emotional violence, which there's a lot of emotional violence going on in social media. And just because we're dysregulated, or you're feeling dysregulated, doesn't mean that you have the right, to dysregulate others, or you have the right to make someone see your point of view in a way that is crossing their boundaries as well. Part of the political party system is, that's one side of the coin and the other side of the coin together, and folks are voting, and they're sharing content from their personal perceptions and experiences. What is really, really hard because this is so hard, because only 5% of individuals have the level of empathy to understand someone else's point of view from their point of view. I happen to be one of those individuals that can, and that's why I'm in this type of work. And in working with all types of people, people are making the best choices, and the choices that are based on their experiences and things like that. There's psychological operations out there that, we're easy to control and manipulate when we are at each other's throats. And trying to remember that we're actually more alike than we are not. And to not let the political cycles take you out of not only your nervous system capacity, but out of your love and out of your humanity. So choosing to operate from the best parts of you, from the future self, the self that you're becoming lifetime after lifetime, and choosing actions that are full of kindness and love, and perhaps learning the tenets of nonviolent communication, so that you can, as you walk this earth, have a more regulated nervous system, and in order to connect. We are a species, and especially in America, that's more distracted, divided, dissociated, and disconnected than we've ever been. And nervous system practices are so essential. So if you find yourself in a freeze, and freeze is feeling like procrastination, you're feeling foggy, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling both adrenaline, anxiety, and depression, you're feeling helpless, that's a freeze. So here's a quick practice for a freeze. So I've got a little headrest behind here, so I'm going to put my head here. As I orient to something in my environment, so before I put my headrest and grab a pillow, so do that now. Find something. You can also do this practice while laying down. So grab a pillow, find a place where you can put your head, whether laying down or something that has a pillow behind you. If you have a couch, you can put another pillow above here, another chair, and put a pillow above here. We're going to orient to our environment, to something that is okay or pleasant, or a color that we like. We're going to look at that. Or if the vision isn't your most reliable orientation, maybe I'm feeling a fan touching my skin, so maybe it's the felt sense, or maybe you're smelling something, or maybe you're touching something. But making sure that you're orienting towards something that's okay, good, and pleasant, and that flavor and continuum within your nervous system. And then putting your head on a headrest, because we want to support the base of the spine, where our sympathetic nervous system starts. That's where we're supporting those branches of the autonomic nervous system. And we're going to put a pillow in front of our chest, supporting the other side. So our nervous system actually runs around our body and loops around on both sides. And we're just going to hold, and we're going to feel our feet on the ground, either the chair or the floor that's supporting you, and we're just going to breathe. We're going to breathe into stuck spots. You can even envision your favorite spot in nature, or the thought of nature, or a person, place, or animal that feels supportive to you. I'm here with you, practicing. You may burp, you may yawn, you may feel down-regulated. What we're looking for is for your body to start to be less tense. So start breathing on your own, meaning you're not trying to breathe, you're just being breathed, essentially. And when swallowing starts to happen and your saliva starts to pool, you're feeling through your whole body, through your lower and upper, your sides, your front and your back body. You're continuing to breathe. And you can do this it might take 3 minutes to breathe into stuck spots in the body. And practicing this over and over. And let me know how this practice goes for you. Thanks so much for watching.